Morning, Miss Zen. Can you hear me? I'm using a phone, so just give me one. Good morning, Shifu. Thank you. Last week you explained, disappeared again. Certain emotions stem from the way we measure that. Are you referring to Maya? Could you tell us about Maya? Uh, Maya, illusion, layers of blockage. So the parable could be, if there's onion in your hand, we know there's a layers of peels, right? You want to see the core of an onion, you have to peel or unpeel all the layers until no layers of peels can be done, can be unpeeled. Basically, it's 5 skandhas. Maya in Buddhist teaching we call blockage or layers of blockage. We call 5 skandhas. 5 skandhas. The first one is form. Form, feelings, perception, activity, and consciousness. 5 skandhas. These 5 layers of, wrong identification, blockage, blocked our right view. Right view, which is the first noble truth of Eightfold Noble Truth. So you cannot see the core of onion, meaning you cannot see the core of yourself. You have to unpeel the mayas, just like you unpeel all the layers of an onion. So first layer of blockage, forms. So if you look around, all the material world is form in the shape, size, like a tree, like a building, like a table, like anything that has a form. In Buddha's teaching is the first layer of Maya or Skandhas. We cannot see through. And Eckhart Tolle here has a very, very good comparison between object consciousness and space consciousness. So basically, our attention rests on the objects. Like now, you rest on my image, or on the phone, or your tables and rooms, right? You can look around. We see objects in space. Most people, that's it. They cannot see through the objects or see the space that holds that object. They are blocked by the forms. This form also refers to our body. All the material world is a blockage if we cannot see through or to see the space that holds the objects, including this body. The last piece of blockage, we should let it go. So, first skandha. Second is of feelings. Feeling is like feelings, perceptions, mental activity or physical activity, and consciousness. The later 4 skandhas are more your mental body sensation, more subtle than the material forms. So, for example, the body sensation you're having now, any sensation that pressure from your chair against your hip, the energy flow in your body, the breath, the heartbeats, your tongue, taste, smell, the sensations or related feelings. Also, when you can say, think a lovely person, kind of joy or happiness, the feelings of happiness and joy. Also, a disgusting person, visualize a some people you dislike. You know that feeling. Or when you encounter a person you don't like, suppression of your, of your chest, that feeling, all kinds of feelings and in between, bad, good or bad, happy or sad, feelings, which is more subtle than material forms. Then the third is perceptions. Perception is even subtle than the feelings. Say there's an apple in the room, okay? Now there's an artist or painter, and there's another person in the room, a physicist. These two people looking at the same apple, but they don't have same perceptions because their background is different. And artists will say, oh, the shape, the color, the outlines, the textures, and so on, the shades. As a painter, he or she always focus on that perception, right? From a very special or specific perception. While an physicist, his or her understanding is totally different, or he more looks like the molecules, the atoms, you know, the electromagnetic fields in that apple. So their understanding or conclusion will be different, even look at the same object, apple. Perceptions is more deeper than feelings because how you look at, what is your perspective influence or determines how you feel. You see, Buddha's teaching is so profound, very logic and scientific. Most people, they don't touch these perceptions. There are some for sure, but most don't. They cannot change their perspective, so their feelings or understanding will always be same. They're very stiff. They're not flexible. As a Buddha, you can see every perspective. That's a huge understanding. So if you have a all inclusive like perception, so if Americans can change their perspective to looking from Afghanistan's perspective, and Afghanistan people can change their perception to standing from a view of American people, you see, if they change their perspective to look at the same issue, the conflicts will be less. The compassion based on understanding will arise. And this understanding, by changing your shift or by changing your perception, is very important. For some people who you're angry at or angry with, if you change why he behaved like this, why he or she is such a, in bad mood or bad behavior today, if you try to look from her or his perspective or perception, then things will change. You have more understanding. Maybe he had fight with his friends yesterday. Maybe he or she had bad education, childhood. You know, maybe he or she was bullied by his parents, or there's always a reason why people behave like that. If you really understand the reason why they act like this, like that, you have more understanding, you have more compassion, and all this starts from your your shift, your flexibility of perceptions. Then, from the feelings, from the perception, you have activities. You have formation of mental and physical activity. Xing, the fourth Skandhas, the fourth layer of Maya. You see, the consecutive, the continuous of Mayas is one layer upon one another, and the third one over the second. Basically, that's what we should mindful of. Mind of your physical behavior and mental behavior. Like now, in what position, in what physical position or form you are now has a reason. In what kind of mental activity you are now has a reason. Are you aware of your physical and mental activity now? So the fourth is the Xing. In Chinese, we say activity, movements, changements. So I would translate to more like physical and mental activities, not only of your body mind, but also others' body mind. Animals' body mind. So you're noticing every movement around you and inside you. You're observing all activities, all level, all layers, scales of activities, including the time. The sun is spinning. Now it's morning, so the sun is spinning around. I mean, the earth is spinning. There's a changement of time too now because of there's a psychological changement of time. So all layers of activity. The last one, consciousness or mental formations. So everybody, because of the perception, because of the activity, because of feelings, they have consciousness. formed. For example, if you look at a round reddish fruit with a stem on top, in a glance or in a peek, you will know it's an apple. So you already have that. Or another example could be even you smell. You don't open your eyes. You smell the fragrance of an apple. You will know it's an apple. So this consciousness is built up upon your experience before, upon your, all the perceptions, activities before. You have a conclusion. You have this is apple, that's a grass, this is a tree. You see, when we were young, we don't know, this is an apple. After years of eating, be taught in this way, this is an apple. So it's a consciousness, not only in the sixth consciousness, but also when you watch it, you know the eye consciousness, the nose consciousness, the taste consciousness, the touch consciousness, or the smell consciousness, and the mind become one. So you see all these 5 layers, Skandhas, blocked our original face. 色, 受, 想, 行, 识 in Chinese. 色, forms, material form. Let's do it again. All the forms around you, including your body. 色, 受, feelings, sensations, which is subtler than forms. Body sensation, your breath, your heartbeat, the feelings. 受, 想, perceptions. How you look at, which location you're looking from, at which time zone you're looking at. Even looking at the same object in different time, you will have different understanding. As perception works on everybody. Which coordinates of space-time you are looking from will have different understanding of same object. You can look at even a phone. You can say, just in my wallet here. So if you look from that side, you have this understanding. I'm looking from this side, I have this understanding. Just 1 second, I will finish So perceptions, how you look at, will influence how your understanding of the world. Right view, the first noble truth of the Eightfold Noble Truth. If you have a right view, you have right understanding, then we have right speech, action, concentration, mindfulness, livelihood, and so on. Right view plays the major role. Then you have right mental activity, right physical activity. Mental activity includes any mental power that human can have. Creative, understanding, reasoning, calculating, and so on. Then consciousness, because you have different perception, feelings, activities, they have different consciousness. So all the awakening is try to remove the five skandhas. Or transform five skandhas into wisdom. The mind become one. It's really interesting what it says. So skandhas, we are sorry. Right. Are the source of this mind that blocked the reality of who we are is thing. Yes, because you cannot see through. You cannot see through from your feelings. You cannot change your perceptions. You're always deep. That's why open heart, letting go all your knowledge, letting go all your understanding, have a new understanding. And while you have that new understanding, you let that go too, because perceptions could be unlimited. Imagine you are a physicist, you are an artist, you are a scientist, you are a mathematist, you are all the worldly job you have been working on, you have been done, okay? For the like you have like how many population we are having now? 7 billion. Okay. So every brain of 7 billion people have a perception of their understanding, or a combination or set of perception. But anyway, it's limited. Only Buddha's perception is all inclusive. So if you have all these 7 billion brain in terms of perception, wow, you can understand things from so many different perceptions, like engineering, technician, cooker, chef, and a cleaner and driver, and all the careers you have been done by you only. You add all the 7 billion brain into one brain, into your brain, and that won't limit your unlimited perceptions. That shouldn't limit your perception. Even that 7 billion brain or perception is not enough. Is not, still in a limited way of a Buddha's perception. You will see. Yeah, that's the way Buddha say, remove all the skandhas, empty. So can you letting go all the five skandhas? If you can let go, then you transform all five skandhas into wisdom. You can use them later if you have the power letting go. Again, it's just like a screwdriver in your toolbox. If there's a loose screw in your cabinet, you use a screwdriver to tighten it up. Once its job is done, you put it back to the toolbox. Perception is a tool. Mind is a tool. Feelings is a tool. You can use them to serve. Don't, as a human being, we have five skandhas, but also its potential of wisdom, which you can serve later for the, for your friends, for your family, for the whole world. As a human being, we are so lucky. Don't waste. And also show our gratitude to all the sages' teaching, Buddhas, yogis, even Jesus, and also Mother Nature. Yeah, Osho. You said Osho? Osho, Buddha. Yeah, Osho is a very funny person. Words. Yeah, I like him. Okay, we can end in silence for 1 or 2 minutes.